Good morning. And welcome to worship with the Unitarian Universalist Church on this rainy day at the end of March. It is lovely to see people here in the sanctuary. And if you stayed home and zoomed in and are wearing your pajamas on this rainy day, good on ya. Welcome. I am the Reverend Dana Worsnop, minister of this hopeful and hurting, despairing, dancing, and often joyful congregation of resistance and resilience. No matter how you got here into this sanctuary, on foot, under an umbrella, on wheels, online, welcome, welcome. We are a community of many beliefs, identities, origins, sexualities, and genders, and all are welcome. A few quick announcements. If you want to find out more about this church and about its history, get to know a few new people and a few people who've been around for a little while, you are welcome to our New to UU class today after the service. It will run about an hour and will begin in the west alcove right over here just behind the New to UU sign, starting at about 11:30. Also, tomorrow, in honor of Cesar Chavez Day, there will be vigils for immigrant families, in support of immigrant families and immigrant rights. Tomorrow, March 31st at 6 p.m. throughout the Tri-Counties. And it's sponsored by a number of local organizations to honor the strength of our immigrant communities and serve as a call for justice, dignity, and unity in these times. The vigils will be at city halls in several places, certainly in Ventura, we think also in Oxnard, and I will be at the Ventura City Hall tomorrow at 6, and please join me. Also, this coming Friday, Immigrant Love, our immigrant rights action team, is sponsoring a workshop on nonviolence and de-escalation strategies. It'll be from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. in Berg Hall. And the workshop leader is named Tim Nafziger, and he comes highly recommended by several of the people in Immigrant Love. And so participation is limited to 20, and Jane Turcott will be at the Connecting Center under the big round Connecting Center sign after church today for you to sign up there. It's something useful for us all going forward, I think. Also, we're continuing to take sign-ups for the Climate Justice Revival, which is coming to UUCV on Saturday, April 12th at 12:30 p.m. in Berg Hall. And you, too, can join the Rebel Alliance to save us from climate doom. So come, find your own climate hero's journey, working together to clarify and strengthen our climate justice actions as a congregation and as individuals. Sign-ups are also at the Connecting Center tables. Lastly, I just want to take a few moments to speak to an incident from last Sunday that left some people unsettled when a distraught church visitor interrupted our service. Several people expressed concern about our church safety and wondering about whatever protocols we have. And I can assure you that the Health and Safety Ministry team does have protocols established for such incidents, and all who were here last week actually witnessed them in action. And there are people who are paying attention to the whole of the congregation each Sunday and are ready to respond when necessary to keep us safe as possible. And if you aren't on the health and safety ministry team, you still have a role to play in all of this, and that is to lean into kindness as we can and breathe kindly. Now, as far as I know, nothing like this has happened in the church, perhaps ever, not sure. But my guess is that it will continue to be rare. But given the intensity of feelings that so many have about so many awful things that are happening, I think it is good for us to be aware and stay on alert. Our times are deeply unsettled, and we're all on edge about a lot of things, really awful things, and ready to pop, and I feel it too. And today's service is about joy. A kind of joy we need to find our way through as kindly as possible and as fiercely as necessary. And we do have a covenant of right relations to help us remember to lean into kindness and guide us also toward integrity together. And we're not perfect about it all the time, and of course we're not, and we're working on it. So let us just continue to do that. And through it all, may there be joy. Needing one another as we do can make us feel vulnerable. And yet there is little that is more joyful than such needing and being needed. And so together, let us enter sacred and joyful space.
I'm Worship Associate Sandy Atkins, and I did this too fast. I'm Sandy Atkins. We invite those who are Zooming or streaming in to find a chalice or candle and light it in your home as Reverend Dana lights our chalice here in the sanctuary. We begin our service with these words from the Reverend Scott Taylor. Taylor, sorry. It's called It Dances. Look carefully. This fragile flame, it dances, barely able to contain its delight, bursting with the joy of being brought into being, and seems to want us to do the same. So this morning, may we let it lure us into letting go of the worries, of the stiffness that sets in after all the striving, of the myth that productivity alone gives us purpose. This garden of life we've been given is a playground, friends. The work and worry can wait. So says this joyful flame. Come, let us worship together.
I'm Music Director Carolyn Bierke, and I would like to invite you all to join me in singing This Joy That I Have. The words are going to be on the screen, and I have some members of the choir to come up and help lead it. this joy that I have. The world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have. The world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Love, this love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Joy, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
My name is Lily Rappaport, and I'm the Director of Family Ministry. And now's the time to call all those young or young at heart to come join me up here in front. Is that Ian? Do you want to come up here?
Ian?
Okay.
Nope.
So today, I want to share the inspiring stories of two incredible leaders.
Yeah.
And these incredible leaders have touched the hearts and minds of many people around the world. The Dalai Lama is the spiritual leader of Tibetan Buddhism, and he's known for his teachings of kindness, peace, and compassion. And he's been living in India since he had to leave Tibet many years ago. He was forced to leave, he can't be there. He's deeply committed to protecting the planet and promoting harmony among people. And his dedication has earned him numerous awards, including the Nobel Peace Prize. Hi. And Desmond Tutu, he was a brave leader from South Africa who fought against unfairness and worked to bring healing and peace. He inspired millions to embrace fairness, equality, and forgiveness. And his impact was so profound that he too received the Nobel Peace Prize for his remarkable contribution to humanity. Both leaders have inspired generations with their vision of a leader, of a kinder and more just world. And together they co-authored this book. They co-authored the Book of Joy, which explores how we can find lasting happiness even in the face of life's challenges. Their wisdom has been adapted into a children's book featuring vivid illustrations by Rafael Lopez to help everyone understand and embrace joy. And now let us enjoy the Little Book of Joy by the Dalai Lama and Archbishop Tutu. One of us grew up in a little house. One of us grew up in a big house. Our houses were on opposite sides of the world. Can you see where India is? Yeah, that's where the Dalai Lama lives, up there in the green. And Desmond Tutu came from South Africa. Often we were sad and lonely. Both of us wished for a friend. Sometimes the other kids wouldn't let us play, or they were very far away, and we wondered if we would always be sad and lonely. But when we sat still and breathed in the quiet, we noticed something beautiful. So they were doing the same thing on the opposite sides of the world. And they said, if you just focus on the thing that's making you sad, the sadness is all you see. But if you look around, you will see that joy is everywhere. Joy is the warm, tingling feeling of the sun tickling your toes in the morning. It's the giggly, squiggly feeling when you're doing something silly. It's the soft, snuggly feeling of being all wrapped up cozy in your bed at night. Even when you are caught in the rain and your joy is washed away, it's waiting at the bottom of the puddle. Even if you slam the door and your joy can't get in, it's just on the other side, waiting in a lovely, loving hug. And even if there's loud noises in the night and your joy is scared away, it comes streaming right back with the light of the silvery moon. Joy is the bubbly, bouncy feeling of finding a good friend. And once you let joy in, like magic, your heart always has room for more. We discovered that the more joy we shared, the more joy we had. And the more joy we had, the more joy we could share. So look for the joy all around you and share it. Write it in a letter, play it on a drum, sing it to the sky. It will travel up in the air, across the ocean. Someone will find it and share it. And as it spreads from person to person, the world will be filled with joy. And that's the end of the story. And now we'll carry this joy in and around as we build the bridge of love. And as we go to the classes, we can see the joy all around us.
We hold you in our love as you go, as you go. May your heart be at peace as you go. To nurture the spark of your precious life. We hold you in our love as you go. We hold you in our love as you go, as you go. May your heart be at peace as you go. To nurture the spark of your precious life. We hold you in our love as you go.
Each Sunday, this congregation gives away our entire collection to an organization in the larger community or to funds that help people within our own church. And those of you who are at home have two ways to give. There will be a link posted in the Zoom chat for those of you on Zoom, and the rest can text the word assist to the number that is on the screen. And here in the sanctuary, you also have two ways to give. You can still give a cash or a check and place it in the box on the wall at the back of the sanctuary after the service, or you can text to give as well to this number. Our offering today goes to Buddy Nation, which helps care for the pets of our homeless neighbors, pets that bring joy, love, and comfort into lives that are otherwise too often filled with struggle. The 3-year-old sibling kitties pictured are the beloved pets of Denise, a homeless woman who has cancer and is having chemotherapy. She's in recuperative care until her cancer is stabilized. Denise has had these cats since they were 4 weeks old. And our hospital social worker called Buddy Nation to help find someone who could foster them until Denise was well enough to go back to a motel with them. And Buddy Nation found a foster mom and brought the kitties to her. Shiloh, Rain, and Blue are cuddly and affectionate, and their foster mom will keep them as long as needed. And this is just one example of the many ways that Buddy Nation has assisted so many of our unhoused neighbors who are pet owners. Buddy Nation also pays for spaying and neutering services, veterinary care, food, and supplies. And for the joy that our dear pets, animal companions bring us, and to all of our neighbors, and even our homeless neighbors, thank you for giving generously as you always do. So grateful for joyful music and for the joyful generosity of this congregation, which weaves a tapestry of love that we call community. Thank you.
Now is the time in our service when we hold up the great joys and sorrows that grace our lives. We place a stone in the water for each celebration or lamentation to represent the way each ripples out into the community. You can submit a joy or sorrow via a link on our website, uuventura.org, or clicking on the link in the Thursday UUCV this week. I invite you now to speak into the gathered community or write into the Zoom chat the names of those you wish to celebrate, memorialize, or bring into the embrace of this beloved community. Reverend Dana will now place one final stone in the water for all the joys and sorrows just shared, and those yet unspoken in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. May we be truly grateful for all that is our life.
Please remain seated as we sing "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple." Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning we come round right.
Our reading this morning is from the Reverend Dr. Rebecca Parker. She writes about a time in the midst of deep despair when she was invited to look through a telescope focused on Jupiter. It would be wrong to think of this moment as one in which joy triumphed over despair. Such a view assumes that bad feelings need to be excised or suppressed by stronger, better feelings. Peace or happiness, or even survival, are imagined to be accomplished by cutting something out or dominating some aspect of the self. Viewing the soul this way internalizes violence. I did not defeat negative feelings of anguish and despair because I saw something more lovely and good. Rather, I became able to feel more. Pain, sadness, and despair were not eliminated and overcome. I embraced them with a larger heart. My consciousness had been broadened to embrace memories of the religious community, immediate experiences of the world's beauty, and the kindness of human beings, and a vivid sense of future possibility.
I invite you now into a time of meditation. Place your feet on the floor. Close your eyes if you wish, and breathe. Noticing your breath as it comes in and goes out. And please join me in a meditation with these words from Jack Kornfield. A meditation on gratitude and joy. Breathing gently, bring to mind someone you care about, someone it is easy to rejoice for. Picture them and feel the natural joy you have for their well-being. With each breath, offer them your grateful, heartfelt wishes. May you be joyful. May your happiness increase. May you not be separated from great happiness. And then gradually open your meditation and your heart to include neutral people, difficult people, and even enemies. Until you extend your sympathetic joy to all beings everywhere, young, old, near, far, beloved, and not so beloved. May you be joyful. May your happiness increase. May you be not separated from great happiness. And may you practice dwelling in joy until the deliberate effort of practice drops away and the intentions of joy blend into the natural joy of your own wise heart. Take just a few moments now and in silence, expand, extend, embrace a joyful heart. Thank you. Oh, much delight you bring. This joy that I have, the world can't take it from me. Now, the world as it is configured, especially now, may feel like it is trying mightily to take it away. But the world did not make the joy, and the world cannot take it away. I do not know how many of you came into this space today dragged down, fearful, even despairing. And some of you out there may not be immediately convinced of a rallying cry of joy as resistance. For there are forces that are trying to drag us right into despair. And I would say that in the face of that, our joy, any of our joy, is in fact resistance. And especially since the world can't take it away. A place that I see this arise very clearly is in the ways that marginalized people of marginalized identities speak of joy. I've heard African Americans speak of Black joy, which can be loud and boisterous, vocally and physically expressive. And I've heard trans friends speak of trans joy, the joy of being fully who you were born to be, which is best shared in the company of people who fully accept who you are. As Black queer writer Cole Arthur Riley says, we must reclaim joy outside of the artificial cheer that it is often reduced to. There is a joy that is defiant, a portal to survival for our ancestors, a way to say we will not be captive to despair or abandon our belief in beauty. Joy with teeth. This service is based on the song that we sang at the beginning, a song of resistance and joy. And it led to some wonderful theological reflection between Sandy and me. Always my favorite part of crafting worship. For Sandy, joy and gratitude are woven so closely that she wondered if they were essentially the same thing. Maybe joy is the result of gratitude, she posited. And then she went on to saying, what I think of as joy is the swelling of the heart or the golden glow you feel when you look around at dear people, past, present, and future, who have built and are building a world that feels like home. So maybe, she wondered, maybe the world did give it to me. And I was not so sure. But then again, she made me wonder, why not? Why not? And this is part of what I came to. The world is a place filled with the possibility of joy. Yet if the world somehow can give us the joy, then the world could take it away. And I want to find my way into the joy that the song raised up in me, a joy that is not contingent on what happens in my life. I think We all need a joy that abides and sustains whatever the world throws at us. The world did not make that joy in the deepest sense, so the world can't take it away, try as hard as it might. There is so much amiss and despair-inducing in this world. Joy resists. And we don't have to wait until all of it is fixed to be joyful. Let us be joyful with it and through it and despite it. Now, joy and gratitude are very closely connected, and joy can be the result of gratitude. Though I also think that it all can start with joy and the gratitude then follows. And it doesn't really matter which comes first. Joy can also be quiet and peaceful. This is going to sound like a bit of this. I am about to share a somewhat paradoxical story with you. Remembering the first night I came home after a surgery had revealed that I had cancer. I lay in bed and pondered my future. And somehow I was not in tears, and despair or fear did not pull me down. And the thought arose, okay, if this is what gets me, then so be it. It's been a wonderful life so far, and that will have been enough. And a sense of peace and acceptance and quiet joy enveloped me. I could hardly believe it. Was I making this up out of some kind of denial? And yet, the peace and joy stuck around. And then, of course, I got a little self-congratulatory. How cool to be so spiritually mature. The thing is, it lasted at least a full day. And it didn't burst like a bubble. It just kind of got diluted amidst all of the next steps in cancer treatment. And I did have a few moments of utter despair, including one epic and very public crying jag. And chemo dragged on, though I was on the road to full recovery 5 months later. And now, 10 plus years later, the story I get to tell about ovarian cancer is this: caught early, surgery, chemo, gone. Thank you. Yes. And I also turned out to have a somewhat unusual, slower growing form of cancer, so it was less dangerous to me. So I should add an element of just sheer luck in that as well. I'll take it. Now, I do suppose that the peace and acceptance that I felt was akin to gratitude for a wonderful life. It was quiet and calm, and yet there was this upwelling of joy, a joy that the world certainly had not given to me, and the world didn't take it away either. Some of it is with me still, even though, life and calm and peace and this body don't always add up. And it has now been almost exactly 5 years since the pandemic shut down. Remember how we thought it would be like maybe 3 weeks? And that shutdown did have the capacity to suck the joy out of a lot of our lives. And yet it didn't go away. It didn't take it away all the time. There was actually some joy in the flexibility that we discovered of pivoting and pivoting and pivoting and here, pivot again. But sometime after the vaccines arrived and the lockdowns were lightening and we realized that we could step at least outside with each other and then more and more, I did realize that I needed to laugh again. So I finally, after many years of thinking that I wanted to, I finally went to improv comedy workshops. I wanted to laugh more, and oh my golly, I have. Now, laughter is also not necessarily the same thing as joy. And there are so many ways to laugh. And I have experienced them all in classes and practices and even performances. Giggles and belly laughs. And for me, full-on snorts. Laughing in the face of misery and despair is its own kind of resistance. Recently, comedian Conan O'Brien won the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. Here is part of what he said as he accepted it. One cannot invoke Twain without understanding who he was and what he stood for. Don't be distracted by the white suit and the cigar and the riverboat. Twain is alive, vibrant, and vitally relevant today. He is America's greatest humorist, but his enduring power springs from the principles that shaped his comedy and made him one of our greatest Americans. Twain hated bullies. He punched up and not down, and he deeply, deeply empathized with the weak. Twain was allergic to hypocrisy, and he loathed racism. He was suspicious of populism, jingoism, imperialism, the money-based mania of the Gilded Age, and any expression of mindless American might or self-importance. He was a patriot in the best sense of the word. He loved America, but knew it was deeply flawed. Twain wrote, he quoted Twain, "Patriotism is supporting your country all of the time, and your government when it deserves it." So, what does this have to do with comedy? Conan went on. Everything. The comedy I have loved all my life is self-critical, deflating, and dedicated to the proposition that we are all flawed, absurd, and wallowing in the mud together. Twain is funny and important today because his comedy is a hilarious celebration of our fears, our ineptitude, and the glorious mess of being human. So he closed. I accept this award in the spirit of humility, stupidity and envy, irrelevance, fear, self-doubt, and profound, unceasing silliness. Woohoo. Can I get a woohoo? It is essential for us to find joy in the midst of this glorious mess of being human. I get so much joy that Conan O'Brien publicly and on the Kennedy Center stage articulated my theology so succinctly. Joy does not, indeed it cannot, be independent of the glory and the mess. Ultimately, to survive, we need to find joy in the midst of it. As musician Nick Cave has said, joy, flighty, jumpy, startling thing that it is, often finds its true voice within its opposite. Joy exists as a bright, insistent spasm of defiance within the darkness of the world. Joy and woe are woven fine because they cannot be otherwise, as Blake told us. And we must not let this inchoate and still ominous mess that we are in drag us down. Stay joyful. She pounded the pulpit. Stay joyful and committed. Let joy arise in your life as it will when it does, when you've gotten horrible news and still realize you're okay. Maybe when you show up at City Hall vigils on Monday. Maybe when you get together and figure out how to be the Rebel Alliance for the climate. Maybe when you work at learning more about nonviolence and de-escalation strategies that will all help us through these times more kindly and joyfully. The world doesn't give it to us, and yet we still can find joy in so many places. And don't dismiss joy as some kind of distraction that is just leaning into denial of how awful things are. The truth is that we need distraction now and again. And yet my message today is not to turn away from the seriousness of the perils about us at all. And still, let joy be a part of your life. Let it help you survive all that seems so perilous. Let joy fill you. Share it through acts of kindness and through unceasing silliness. Okay, none of us are Conan O'Brien, so maybe our silliness will cease now and again. But be silly. Join in community and in acts of defiance with friends and loved ones. And know that it is all a dance in harmony and in circulation with itself through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Let it be joyful. Let your life know joy. Yes. Amen. May it be so. Can I get a woohoo? So if you will please join me in prayer. Holy beingness of many names and no name, fleeting, necessary, life-saving joy, Spirit of life which dwells within and among and beyond us this day and always. Let us first pray for good distractions and joy, like baseball. Oh, it's back. And Ted Lasso is going to have a 4th season. And there are women and men fighting, playing basketball so fiercely and joyfully together. this month. And for the tender green of newly leafing trees in the springtime, and for the sometimes placid, sometimes roaring sound of the surf, for the sweetness of a soft fur back to pet, for the wonderful memory, for looking deeply into the eyes of a newly born child, puppy, lizard, baby seahorse. Babies just ignite in our hearts so much joy. May we be thankful, may we be grateful for those who make us laugh, that we might find joy. For those who hold our hands through despair, who join hands in resistance, who come together to create a world that is just that much kinder. For the piercing voices in history and in the present moment who defy hypocrisy and greed and self-importance. May we know joy because we need it so. And may all those who are ill find healing. May those who are in despair find hope. May those who are without shelter find home. And may all those who are suffering in conflict and war, in Gaza and Israel, and Sudan and Ukraine and the Congo and Syria and beyond, may they know joy sometimes and the deeper joy of peace. Amen, and blessed be.
Please rise in body or spirit and join in singing Let It Be a Dance. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Let a dancing song be heard. Let the music say the words and fill the sky with sailing birds. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Learn to follow, learn to lead. Feel the rhythm, feel the need. To reap the harvest, plant the seed. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance we do. May I have this dance with you through the good times and the bad times too. Let it be a dance. Everybody turn and spin. Let the music begin. And like the river with the wind. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Oh, must I? The time for joy, the time to cry. Take it as it passes by. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance we do. When we
Please join me in reading the words on the screen as we prepare to extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. Those we carry into our lives until we are together again.
All here in the sanctuary are invited into Berg Hall after the service for coffee, tea, bagels, conversation through either of these sets of doors. You can drop by the Connecting Center to visit with folk who want to say hello, and also sign up for Climate Justice Day Revival, the Climate Justice Revival on April 12th, the Nonviolent De-Escalation workshop on April 4th. And if you are new and you want to come to New to UU2, our second session, come back at about 11:30 and join in the West Alcove over here. I leave you with these words by the Reverend Dr. David Breeden. May your heart dance in wisdom and wonder. May golden light and a whispering breeze fill your moments with joy, the very spark of being. Live like a sage, play like a child, dance with the moments, all of them as they arrive. Go forth in peace, go forth in love, go forth and be a little joyful. May it be so.